right, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting of the Special Committee on Rules to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Present.
Commissioner Dobb,
Here.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Here.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Here.
Chair Bell.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. Next item.
Approval of the January 23, 2025 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Support. Okay, it's been moved and supported. So I don't use these tablets. So if you will just do voice votes. So moved and support. Any corrections to the minutes from the January 23rd, 2025 meeting? Hearing none, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next item.
Chair's remarks.
So thank you all for meeting today. We met on January of last year to go over the rules from time to time, hopefully like once a year. We try to meet as a rules committee to discuss and add or change anything to our rules. So today we're meeting to do a couple of changes to the rules, a couple of proposed changes, a couple of proposed additions, a couple of proposed deletions to the rules to make sure that our rules are following how we operate and that we're all on the same accord. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So look forward to some discussion as we go through some of the rules for today. Next item.
Unfinished business, there is none listed. We're moving to new business. E1, review of the rules of procedure, including the budget allocation process and Rule 1111.
Okay, if everyone could turn to page 18, that's Rule 1111. And again, these are proposed rule changes, and I will ask that the clerk read the proposed changes. And you have it in your packet, the strikeout version, and then the proposed changes what the Madam Fordham will read. Oh, page 18. You have that? Right here. Yeah. And you have that. Read the new item. So commission. Yeah.
If a commissioner violates applicable law, these rules, a decision, procedure, or
Decision, policy, procedure, or resolution.
or she gotta look, she got to fix that.
Yeah.
Or resolution of the commission, the chairperson of the commission may A, decline or reduce the expenditure of funds from the commission central budget allocation and or the commissioner's office allocation for in-state and or out-of-state travel for the commissioners. B, reduce the amount of a commissioner's funding allocation with exceptions of the base amount, which is the same for all commissioners. C, impose a sanction not to exceed $500 per occurrence. If the sanction is not paid to the County of Wayne within 60 days of imposition, then the commission may use all remedies available under the law, including payroll deductions, to collect the sanction. The chairperson of the commission shall immediately provide written notification to the commissioner of a decision under this subsection. The chairperson of the commission, vice chairperson of the commission, vice chair pro tempore of the commission, chairperson of the Committee on Ways and Means Committee, and chairperson of the Audit Committee, the Administrative Leadership Group, may provide consultation on administrative and internal operational matters of the commission. The Administrative Leadership Group, by written consent of a majority of the group, may override a decision of the chairperson of the commission made under this Rule 11. A commissioner may appeal in writing a decision of the chairperson of the commission made under this rule to the Administrative Leadership Group or to the full commission within 5 days of the date of notification of the decision. Within 30 days of receipt of the appeal, the Administrative Leadership Group or the full commission shall act on the request. The commission may overturn a decision of the chairperson of the commission by a vote of 2/3 of commissioners serving.
Okay, this language was introduced by Commissioner Kinlock for the most of it. Commissioner Kinlock, do you want to expound on any of this?
Yes, we have, when we last reviewed these rules, we had a conversation as relates to including this at that time. It was a thought of by some of the commissioners, okay, we were putting in clear language in there, and that hopefully that it would be understood by all commissioners that these rules that are established by the county commission that they would be followed, that we are all adults and that folks would be able to follow them. But since that time, there have been a number of issues that have a few issues, or particularly one action that the commission has taken, and which it seems to be unclear as it relates to some individuals that the rules of the commission applies to everyone. And so therefore, consulting colleagues, we now believe that it is appropriate to include some teeth into these rules, thereby creating consequences for violation of these rules, and establishes a due process as well.
Okay, thank you. You had mentioned when we talked previously that there was something similar on the Detroit School Board.
Yes, the Board of Education, we had established rules and we had sanctions that were actually more than this, and which we included in the rules of the Board of Education as well. Yeah.
Okay, and of course, chances are of using this is like slim to none.
Absolutely. It's not something that you intend or will hope to ever have to utilize.
Right. But, down the road, 10, 20 years when we're all gone, it may be something that this body may need to consider. Any discussion on the portion that was read aloud? Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This, I believe, has a lot to do with some issues that I have been facing in reference to the Youth Council. I sent a request for four matters that I would have liked to have resolved before even having this meeting. And I did send a email when I found out about this meeting just yesterday that if we were addressing the issues that I put on, well, I didn't put on the record, but I guess I'm putting them on the record now, that this proposed language that's in Rule 11, oh, actually, I did put it in writing. When you first introduced it last year or a year and a half ago, I said this was unconstitutional. You cannot manage or direct or guide or sanction a commissioner, but I'm not an attorney. That's why I wanted a attorney that was non-biased to address this. And I still say that an attorney, an outside attorney, and even the executive branch, if they could look at this, because it seems as though for some reason, what I've provided to you from my attorney isn't being looked at. I sent you a whole statement, 11 pages of why this is unconstitutional. And again, I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to try to address all 11 pages sitting here. All I will say is that if this matter was being answered as far as the questions that I laid out in writing, all of you received that, right? Or did you just receive it yesterday too?
What
The communication from my attorney. Did
everyone has that?
Okay, but did they just read it yesterday or because I just got the communication about this meeting just yesterday.
The communication for the meeting went out 2 weeks ago.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
I meant that you would be discussing this
Yeah, that went out
today.
a couple of weeks ago.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
That was,
But
we all received that on the 14th of July, I believe.
okay, but I'm referring to the memo that was included.
Mhm.
Did all commissioners get it
The
before this
committee
meeting?
received it last week. All commissioners received it yesterday.
Okay, so I think they need time to review it, to understand what
Committee
and
members?
the committee members, all of the, not just committee, but all of the commissioners, just so they understand why this is unconstitutional. And we also have an ethics board. Our ethics board deals with any ethical issues of elected officials. So this sounds like it's a duplication of the commission trying to propose punishment on another elected official. And again, I'm not an attorney, but from what I've been told and what I can see, this is is unconstitutional. And I think again that commissioners should read the 11 pages, even though they just got it last night, to understand what is truly at hand here. Um, so that's my position on that. And I think this should be tabled or at least uh, passed for the day so commissioners could have time to really review it and understand it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. For clarity, the Rules Committee received it last week, so they read through it and they understand it. The commissioners received it yesterday. So this committee received it. They had time to digest it, ask any questions. They received these rules changes last week, so they had an opportunity to read those, ask questions, do any amendments before today's meeting as well. We don't meet again until August 6th, so the commissioners received this information. We have a week and a half for them to discuss, make any amendments, changes that they would like to see at the full board meeting if this should pass this committee. Um,
So I guess the issue I have too is, we're looking at amendments that, um, if this was sent to me, the commissioner that sent an 11-page document refuting this rule, it would seem that it would have been sent to me when it was sent to the Rules Committee so that I could at least say, hey, okay, we're moving in the right direction, or this is something that I'd like to come to the Rules Committee to discuss. But I just got all of this. So again, I'm just asking that maybe you pass it for the day so that we can, all commissioners, maybe we need to have a committee of the whole to look at this rules, because these rules affect all of us. If you're talking about um, $500 fines and um, uh, taking away travel rights and things of that nature, I think this impacts all commissioners, and it would be best looked at as a full committee
Okay.
or
Committee
committee
of
of the whole.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner Dopp?
Thank you, Madam Chair. As a member of this committee, I've had enough time to review the materials, and I think if there's no other comments from the members of this committee, we should move on to item number 2.
Okay. Are there any further discussions on 1111? And again, this is something that, the rules govern how the commission operates. nothing more, nothing less. It's not anything that's punishable by law. These are just how we operate as a body. And so as long as, we have something in writing that says, this is how we operate. If you violate any decisions, policy, procedures, resolutions, or ordinances, there could be consequences. Nothing more, nothing less. I think we all have to understand that there's rules that we all live by, and these are the rules that the commission lives by. Commissioner Palomero has been here for many, many, many years, and he knows that having good rules that the body lives by is something that just makes sure that we're operating in faith and ethically and serving our constituents to the best of our ability. It's not meant to harm anyone commissioner. Is not meant to have punishment on any one commissioner. It's just saying that these are the rules, and if someone violates any of the rules that we all agree upon, there has to be consequences. Commissioner Palomero.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since you mentioned me, I will offer my 2 cents, please. I've read the rules, and even though I am an attorney, I don't speak from a legal perspective. I'll let Commission Counsel do that. But I do not find any of these rules to be onerous or punitive. I also find that we do have the ability, like other legislative bodies in this state, like the legislature, city councils, Board of Educations, township boards, we have the ability to approve and decide how we will operate as a body. These are our rules. They apply to everybody. And I am prepared to vote on them because I think they are positive changes that clarify some issues that needed to be clarified. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baydun.
Madam Chair, thank you. Yeah, I too had an opportunity to review them, but I want to ask our attorney, Felicia Johnson. I mean, you've looked at these, and there's nothing that's illegal, or we're not infringing on the rights of any individual when we put, because this applies to all the commissioners, correct? And chances are of somebody being levied $500 fine is very slim, according to the chair. So I don't know what is the concern for Commissioner Baker McCormick when it comes to these changes. I don't know.
So through the chair, to this honor body, you are correct. There is nothing illegal about this. As stated, this body has the ability to determine its own rules as provided by law. With regards to the concerns for Rule 11, back on January 31 of 25, I actually did provide a memo explaining why these rules in their original form were not unconstitutional, submitted by Commissioner Baker McCormick, and I did respond to that back on January 31st of 25. So no, there's nothing in here that is impermissible. Again, this body has authority under the state law and the charter to establish your own rules, and that's what you're doing.
Because of that, I will vote on this and support it since I have the backing of the legal counsel.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kinlaw.
Yes, Madam Chair, and I'd like to ask, also just make it a strong point on this. As far as I guess a part of these rules providing for this penalty. This is the lightest of penalties that's available to this legislative body. The charter, and it is appropriate for legislative bodies to have the ability to actually remove individuals, commissioners from this body. And that's clearly in the charter. So this fine is the least of I guess a redress for any violations of this or of these rules. But that is something that is within the charter that speaks to the ability of this legislative body to remove members from the commission. So I just want to state that, for the record.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
So I'll just read a portion of this to Commissioner Baydun's question about why it's deemed unconstitutional. And this is from the attorney, as as far as it relates to the discretion of travel and how you use your own commission budgets.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
a point of order, please.
I'll let the commissioner
Okay,
speak.
thank you.
Thank you. And individual commissioners have discretions over their own office budget and allocation. Wayne County Commission Rule 11 states by no later than the full board, okay, which may have been changed, this statement. I can't tell right
Sorry,
now.
Commissioner, what are you reading from?
I was gonna read a statement that was in Rule 11,
Oh.
but you striked some of it. It may not all be present, but by no later than the full board meeting in October, the chair of the commission shall establish a report to the commission of allocations of each commission budget. This language establishes that individual commissioners receives allocations. Once a legislative body appropriate funds to specific office or department, the office or department has discretion over how to expend their own budgets. That's prosecutor, Macomb County prosecutor versus the Macomb County exec. And Commissioner McCormick is not seeking new appropriations, but rather utilizing. So this is talking to the budget for the youth council. I was looking for the statement for the unconstitutional statement.
And this is in our rules you're reading from?
It was, but let me skip down to, again, like I said, it's an 11-page document that talked to a lot of the issues. Michigan Constitution Article 3(2) provides the power of governments are divided in 3 branches. No person exercising power of one branch shall exercise over another. That includes one commissioner over another commissioner. The Wayne County Commission is a legislative body. A legislative body powers must be exercised collectively by the body as a whole, not delegated to a single individual, which it looks like you appear to change the rule to say now it's going to be a committee, which I guess that's trying to respond to this. Section 11 of the rules purport to grant chair unilateral authority to decline or reduce expenditures of commissioners' central budget, to reduce the base amount of commissioner funds by 50%, to reduce travel. The Michigan Supreme Court has repeatedly struck down statutes, rules that delegate legislative authority without accurate standards. And it goes on and on and on. And that's why, again, I'm asking that this body review and read this 11-page document, because it outlines all of that. So, okay, if you did and you think, you can, you know.
Okay.
So through the chair of this honorable body, while we understand that Commissioner Baker McCormick has retained her own personal counsel to advise regarding these rules, that is that personal counsel's opinion and interpretation of the law. Your staff, your counsel that represents this body, and every commissioner in their official capacity has reviewed these rules. We have offered legal opinions to Commissioner Baker McCormick. So there is nothing illegal or improper about it to suggest that this body should rely on some third party that has no authority or permission or right to even counsel this body. I would question is improper.
Again, your attorneys that represents this body has reviewed these rules. We have had discussions, we have offered opinions, and there's nothing illegal or improper about it. There is no right by any commissioner to even have an office budget, let alone to suggest that there is a right to be able to not comply with the rules of the commission. This is a body. Everybody's elected as a member of a body, and you're subject to the rules that the body determines to implement. And every commissioner has a right to vote. Whether they agree or don't agree with it, they have a right to vote on these rules, and that is everyone's right. And that will take place at full board. Thank you, Madam Chair.
However, we are elected officials representing our own elected districts. So that is the difference there. And we also have a ethics board that addresses any ethical issues that a commissioner or any other Wayne County elected official should be charged with. So I'm not sure why we are trying to duplicate an effort unless it's to me, is to intimidate someone to say, if you don't move this way or you don't do this or that, then we deem it to be wrong. And so I'm going to charge you $500 for it. Again, we have an ethics board. Why not let the ethics board do its job? We are not an ethics, a board that is here to challenge another commissioner on what they do or don't do. We have an ethics board.
To that point.
To that point, Commissioner Kinlock and Commissioner Baydun.
Madam Chair, just for the record, I reserve my right to object to a third party opinion being read to this committee, being as it is out of order. We have a counsel who advises us on legal matters. Just want to say I cannot leave this meeting without making it very clear. This is not uncommon for legislative bodies to establish rules that governs the conduct and operations and business affairs of that public body. I do not want anyone to go away and act as if this is something unique. The opinion that I read, that I received from your counsel, was talking about the separation of powers. This is the legislative body this is the governing body for this is the legislative branch of government. And these rules will just apply to the legislative branch of government. When you make reference to the issue of the county executive and the prosecutor in Macomb County, in a county commission, that was an appropriation piece that came from the county commission that the county executive didn't abide by, and it went to the courts. That is not, we are the legislative body establishing rules for our for the operation and the governance of the affairs of the legislative branch. So I just wanted to state that. So that attorney's document that you sent was all over the place and was not relevant to the matter at hand.
Okay. Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I mean, every legislative body has rules. I'm sure the city council, the local, even on the federal, there's rules. And we can't just depend on an ethics board. We can't just throw out the rules and say, okay, if somebody makes a mistake, then we'll take it to the ethics board. It doesn't work like that. You've been around for a long time, Commissioner Palomera. How did you guys operate many years ago?
With rules.
Okay.
And I'm not denying that we shouldn't have rules. I didn't say that we shouldn't have rules. I'm saying that charging someone and $500, leaving it up to one person to say, oh yeah, I deem what you did wrong and I think you should be charged. And then this says you have 30 days and that makes, to me, no sense. It actually hinders your ability to do what you feel you should do for your constituents. If one commissioner says one thing is best and you feel differently, is that wrong? Is that a reason to say?
But she could have, I mean, we could have imposed more than 500. We could have put 5,000 in there, right? I mean,
And I'm like, this is healthy discussion, because
Yeah.
I think we need to all get our thoughts out on this matter, because that's what a democracy is talking about it, getting all your thoughts out, and then we'll make a decision. But I want to reiterate the fact that these are rules that govern this body, and this body decides on those rules and what they are. And there's 15 members of this body. And if there's a vote of 13-2, the 13 got it. If there's a 13-2 in defeat, it's defeated. So this is a body, and this is how we decide as a body on how to operate. It's not punitive. It's not saying
It is punitive.
well, it's
though.
punitive if you
You don't
don't if you don't
That's what I'm
follow
saying.
the rules. Because every your family, your church, your everything has rules. And if you don't follow the rules, there are things that happen. So,
Okay.
Commissioner Dodd,
I feel like this conversation is getting to be inappropriate. It seems that the members of this committee understand the rules and the need for rules and what happens when you don't follow the rules. And I don't see that there's any more need for discussion on item number 1.
And Madam Chair, I'll just say one last thing.
one last thing. Yes.
The one last thing to this issue. If we could have the executive council
Corp
for our
counsel?
corp council from the executive branch look at this, then maybe we can get an opinion from someone that is, Wayne County based, and they tell us what they see.
But-
Then I won't need an outside counsel because I believe there's some bias here from our staff, and I've told her that many times. So when there's bias and you have no other place to go with your concern, then that's where there's an issue. So all I ask at this point is maybe we can have our executive or court counsel look at it, and maybe that'll be the answer.
So I think when you talk about corp counsel, which is on the executive branch of government, we're the legislative branch of
I know.
government. We
Mhm.
certainly cannot have the executive branch opening up that door. Would be very slippery and a dangerous
Yes.
slope, because then they would think they can go in and tell us how to operate on
No,
any
not
number of members.
just to
No,
tell us,
that would
but
open
an
that would
opinion.
open up a door that we don't want to go in. This is
Okay.
the legislative branch, and we have to operate amongst ourselves. We can't have another branch of government giving an opinion on how we operate. That's a slippery slope. Commissioner
Thank
Badum?
you.
I
Did you-
just had a quick question,
Oh.
Commissioner Baker McCormick. You think the 500 punitive is an excessive amount?
It's not even about the amount. It's
It's about
that
the-
it's about the process that one person can say, "Oh, I don't like what you did," and then say,
And I
"I'm
think
gonna."
it's not arbitrary. It's not one person saying you don't like.
That's what this
no,
says.
this
Doesn't it
goes
say?
through. It says if a person violates law, rules, decision, policy, procedures, or resolution, that's the only way that
So
this
many
would go
things
in.
that have to happen
Yeah,
first.
there's so many things that would have to happen. It's not just I don't like you and I'm going to say $500. I'm not saying me as something the chair, whoever that may be.
And-
Is if these
Okay.
things aren't followed, then that happens. But it's absolutely not an arbitrary decision.
And I
Yes,
agree
it's
with
been
the
changed.
chairwoman. I agree. I don't think the corporation counsel for the executive branch of government should be looking at this and weighing in, because it could be a precedent, like she said, if they don't like something, they're gonna come and say, you gotta do it this way.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
and I trust our corporation counsel, so that's
Mission
why.
Council.
Commission council,
Commission
and
counsel.
corporation council, but
Yeah,
but
but
what they do.
I trust Felicia, and I'm sure she's done her research, and I don't think Commissioner Baker McCormick, you should have anything to be concerned about. I really feel, you're a great commissioner, and you do the right things. There's nothing to worry about. I really feel that way.
Absolutely. Commissioner Palomero.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If there's other rules to be discussed now, I
Yeah, like to move to them.
move
Well, let's
to
just,
them.
I have a disposition on this one. Is there, a disposition on item number one?
Madam Chair, move that we recommend to the full commission the amendment as written and proposed under Rule 1111.
Yes. Or moved and supported to include this rules language amendment under Rule 1111. Council.
And I just want to add to the motion with permission to renumber correctly before we produce the version for full board.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yes, okay. It's been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next item, please, Commissioner Dobbs. Uh-uh, uh-uh.
The motion was for Rule 11
Right.
specifically, so we still have a whole.
Well, I'm gonna do that after
Oh,
Commissioner Dobbs. Commissioner Dobbs.
Does the clerk need to read it or
Oh,
am I just jumping in?
number 2, yes.
Item number 2 is review of resolution number 2025-492.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So I have a resolution reaffirming the commission's youth policy. And this resolution, and please, Commission Council, jump in and help me with this. But this basically further defines the scope of the use of the phrase similar activities, which was used in resolution 2025-492 where we rescinded the Wayne County Youth Commission and authorized that the establishment of a Wayne County Youth Council and directed that no similar activities shall be permitted. So this kind of lays out what similar activities means.
Okay. You want to go to the resolve clause? The second resolve clause?
Yeah. Do you want me to read all of that or Felicia could probably give a better summary than me.
The 2 resolve clauses.
Okay, so through the chair to this honorable body. So what this resolution does, as Commissioner indicated, is to reaffirm the decision made by this body with regards to youth activities, but also to clarify it just because it's been a lot of discussion and questions since that resolution has been adopted. So what this says is that all the youth activities, including the creation of youth groups, is prohibited, whether that's by the full commission or by individual commissioner. But then it gives an exception to that general rule. And it does say that commissioner may engage in a youth activity that furthers the public purpose, which is very important, has to further public purpose, can't just be for anything, has to be related to county business, and it must be completed within a single day. So there's still an opportunity for commissioners to have let's say a youth summit, and this gives examples where you can partner with the health department or the juvenile services department with regards to activities to help inform the public with regards to activities. And it also provides that, any activity must comply with all the rules, resolutions, policies, and laws, must comply with procurement ordinance and all procurement processes, must utilize appropriate forms. So we're dealing with youth, so we want to make sure that the youth are protected and that the county is protected with regards to liability. So any appropriate forms such as permission slips or anything that's determined legally to be required must be complied with. And it must be within and comply with the expenditure policies and the budget language and the budget ordinance with regards to activities. And this again would be another rule and policy established by this body that would be applicable to all members of the body.
And then we also, it does say that comply with resolutions, rules, policies, and procedures of the Wayne County Commission, including the Wayne County Commission Youth Safety Policy. And that is the following pages. And I don't know if you want to speak separately to the youth safety policy.
Well, there's a youth safety policy that's being proposed in conjunction with this resolution that sets forth how individuals and the commission or a commissioner must interact with youth. And it's just to make sure the protection of the youth and for the protection of the county and any liability is standard information that we glean from other organizations that deal with youth. And it just talks about, how you conduct with them, how it should be. You should never be alone with them. It should always be at least 3 people. It talks about, being open and transparent and including the parents, and with regards to communications with the youth, just basic things with regards to protecting the safety of the youth, which I'm sure is the utmost importance to every member of the body.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this would be a new resolution.
Move adoption, Madam Chair, with the
Okay.
Wayne County Commission Youth Safety Policy.
Okay, and again, this clarifies similar activities from the 2025-492 resolution, and it talks about, again, allowable instances such as youth summits, town hall meetings, and things that we want to make sure that our young people are involved with for a public purpose here in Wayne County. It's been moved by Commissioner,
Support.
well, okay. Moved by Commissioner Kenlock, supported by Commissioner Baydun. Discussion, any discussion on the resolution and or the youth safety policy?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Becker McCormick.
Thank you again. So I'm glad that you are addressing some of the issues that the 11 pages that was provided informed and challenged. This resolution that you're providing, I think, is still overreaching in what a commissioner does. Especially the statement here that I just received, by the way, again, this is addressing some of the issues that the 11-page letter or memorandum addressed, but I didn't receive any of this until now. And if I had time, as I stated before, I feel like this is kind of like ambushing me with this information at the last hour so that I'm not prepared to address all of these issues. But I will read what you're saying here. It says, whereas this new resolution, the phrase similar activities, because I challenged what similar activities meant, effectively prohibit the use of county funds and resources, including commissioner office allocation for youth programs and activities similar to those of the Wayne County Commission Youth Council, and prohibits the use of official county designated logos or raising funds in an official capacity as a county commissioner for youth programs or similar activities. Is this correct? This is actually what you all want to do. I mean, I can't believe this. So this was everything the youth council was about. This was what we should want to do for the youth of Wayne County. We should want to provide services, outreach to them, but this is saying that we can't. Constituent services are a core function of elected representative. County commissioners are elected to represent the interests and needs of their constituents. Providing programs and services that constituents request, such as youth engagement programs, is a fundamental aspect of representative government. The Wayne County Commissioner own website described commissioner's role as serving constituents and representing district interests. My youth initiative programs serve this exact purpose, responding to constituents' demand for youth programming in District 6 in Wayne County. And I mean, I just can't believe that we're even looking at at removing any programs. Is it not using commission-wide funds? It must be highlighted that a critical distinction between commission-wide programs and individual commissioners' programs. So now you're overreaching into what I do as an individual commissioner. And that's what this resolution is saying. So I mean, I don't understand what this is about or even why we wouldn't want to provide youth services at all. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we should want to do. Kids are being killed and every day doing things that are not conducive in the community. And now we want to say, oh no, we can't serve youth.
I'm gonna let
I
Commissioner
don't
Dopp.
understand why. What?
Commissioner Dopp.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think maybe Commission Council might have a better response to.
Can I say
But
something?
before
No,
that, Commissioner Kinlock.
No, yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things, because this meeting is being broadcast to the public. A couple of things that everyone needs to understand. County commissioners, city council members, state legislators do not run programs, individual programs from their offices, period. The resolution that the commission passed previously, in an attempt to clarify that, the commission established a committee to oversee the youth council, so that the concerns of some of the commissioners would have been addressed, because people felt like it was my thing and it was a District 6 thing. And so the commission established a committee to have more of a coordinated effort as relates to the previously formed youth council. That did not work. Then the commission decided to make more clarity as relates to its intent. And then there were some other violations of the commission's actions. And so the commission as a body decided to rescind the previous resolution that established the council. It does not prevent individual commissioners at all from partnering with groups on your own, but it was people were being told that we were running a program out of our offices. We do not do that. This was supposed to be a county commission program, but for somehow the wires got crossed and it was administered as if it was an individual commissioner's program responding to their concerns associated with their district. And so this action that we're taking now better defines how youth engagement is able to be done within the Wayne County Commission. All of us understand the importance of youth and youth engagement, but that is not what we do as a county commission out of our individuals' offices. And so we do not do that as far as running programs. We don't do that. So that's what I want to state on the record.
Commissioner Dopp.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my turn to speak.
Yes.
So we did rescind the Wayne County Youth Commission through Resolution 2025-492. So the resolution that I have proposed reaffirming the commission's youth policy will allow us as commissioners to have youth events, one-day youth events within these boundaries that our commission council just laid out. And also using a safeguarding process that I think we as commissioners can all agree on. We want to protect our kids. when we talk about services for juveniles within the county, that's what our departments on the administration side is for. That's not what we as commissioners do. And so I'm going to stop right there. And I know Commission Council has some things to say on this.
Through the chair, I believe it's been stated that the county will continue to protect the youth and provide the appropriate services through the appropriate departments such as juvenile justice, the Parks Department, Health and Human Services, which are the departments that are created to actually address specific juvenile-related issues. You've already indicated that, programs or the organizations are not run out of district's office. There's no legal authority for that. So I will not repeat that. I will just simply state again that as a member of a body, all commissioners are subject to the rules of the body. This is just another policy and rule of the body. I mean, I also want to put on the record that this resolution and the youth policy is not in response to that attorney memo. These were actually drafted and being prepared prior to that.
Yes.
And so I don't want anyone to think that we were actually acknowledging that memo or responding to that memo. Commissioner had raised concerns. There have been issues with regards to questions regarding what it meant. And it's no secret to the commissioners here that we've had back and forth with regards to my office trying to clarify that language. So this was an effort to actually clarify that as requested by commissioners. And this was taking place long before any memo was provided from a third-party attorney. This is just responding to the needs and requests of the body. And it's up to this body to determine how to proceed, and it will be applicable to all commissioners if adopted.
Thank you. So on the second resolve clause, it says that a commissioner may engage youth in an activity that furthers a public purpose related to Wayne County business that will be completed within a single day and will be held in Wayne County. This resolution, as I read it, does not prohibit us from still dealing with children, especially when you look at the second resolve clause.
The age.
The ages is here.
0
We
to
want to
18.
host events. I'll speak for myself. I, as a commissioner, and I'm sure I can speak for everyone, is thoroughly involved in and want to make sure that we're doing work individually and as a body to promote youth activities and to make sure that we are helping however we can, more so from an individual basis, but as a commissioner, making sure that we are applying by the rules, compliant by our rules, but making sure that we are doing all that we can for our youth because we do understand that they are our future. And this second resolve clause does allow us to do that and making sure that we are upholding what we're following as the rules for 2025, that resolution, clarifying in this resolution 2026, but making sure again that we are doing things for our young people, which is the bottom line. I don't want anyone to leave here and not think that we are not concerned or that we don't believe in the importance of youth activities, because we do. And that is in this second resolve clause. So with that being stated, Commissioner Dobb, because commissioners came up with this language, this was not something initiated by council. This was initiated by commissioners in furthering how we can best serve our young people and best serve our citizens. Commissioner Dobb, I'm sorry, Commissioner Dobb, did you have?
No, I do want to, I guess, Commission Council talked a little bit about the youth safety policy and how this is pretty standard for any organization that deals with youth. If you've been like a scout leader or I don't know, that's the only one I can think of. That's what I did, but like the
Girl Scouts, Boy
yeah,
Scouts,
Girl Scout, right.
different organizations.
And the rules of three, you never want to be one-on-one with a
Yeah,
child. And so I just encourage everyone to read over these things, but they're pretty standard if you've ever worked with kids. But we just thought it'd be really good to have that in writing and part of our policy.
Do we have a motion? Was there a motion?
Yeah, there was a motion and support.
We're in the discussion. Okay. Commissioner Baker McCollum.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I know you're saying that you believe in servicing our youth, but from this resolution that basically says that we cannot expend our office's fund, use official county designation or logos or raise funds to support our youth is saying the opposite of that you care. And Commissioner Kinlock said something about a violation of some kind. There has never been any violations of any kind when I was running the youth council on behalf of the commission. The youth council then was open to any commissioner to participate, but for whatever reason, commissioners failed to participate. That is not my fault. This is a resolution that I think somebody said you're allowing a one-time activity, which is opposite of what my office does. And it has been said a couple times that commissioners don't have programs. Well, I did have a program. I do have a program. And as an elected official, I can have a program. I can do what I want in my office, what my constituents want in my office as it relates to young people. And I have done so for 7 years. So when you say all of a sudden that, we can't have youth programs because that's not what we do, we've been doing it. We had a whole youth council. I mean, so I know you're making up this new resolution to fit for whatever purpose, for whatever reason. I still don't understand why we would want to not have youth services or programs that are proactive, rather than, paying millions of dollars every year to lock our youth up. Let's do something proactive. Let's have more programs, not take away programs, not take away funding. As you say here, I can't even raise funds. And I mean, this just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe, maybe for some reason it makes sense to you. There has never been an issue with the youth council. Their safety has not been in jeopardy. I agree with having a safety policy. This is great. But to take away programming, or to say that we can't do XYZ, I have a problem with.
Call for the question.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Palomero had a.
Yeah, just very briefly. I think it boils down to this, Commissioner. This whole resolution and the whole idea of this direction boils down to the last sentence of the second paragraph where it says it is intended to eliminate potential legal liability and administrative concerns associated with youth programs and activities. That to me says it all. We don't need those issues. And that's why this has driven this issue in this direction. And I'm ready to vote.
Okay, Madam Chair, also have to state there were violations of the rules and resolutions that the commission had voted on. And there are also other concerns that have not been broadcasted as relates to how
Wish
this
you
was done.
would, please,
Okay,
whatever.
not trying to embarrass anyone. Call for the vote.
Yeah, because
It's been-
yeah, that's why I wanted it in writing. Whatever you're saying now, if we could have got it in writing, then we could address it.
Thank
But
you,
to
Commissioner.
throw allegations out is really disingenuous. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's been moved and supported. We were in discussion. We're finished with discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? All right. Thank you. That was item number 2. I want to go to, you have with you the Committee on Senior and Veterans. This is other such matters. We got a couple of things. One is other such matters. The Committee on Senior and Veteran Affairs is in the rules as a standalone committee. My recommendation is that we move that back to Health and Human Services. And the reasons because of what you see here with how many times they met, how many items that they had, and it really doesn't warrant being a separate committee. So that is this is in the rules, correct? The changing, so we have that in the rules. So that is the impetus behind putting that back into Health and Human Services.
Move to recommend to move the Seniors and Veterans Affairs back to Health and
Human Services.
Human Services.
Support.
Okay, we're gonna just take this and then we'll do the.
Okay.
All right,
So it's pages 38 and 40 of the book.
page 38 and 40 of the book. Any discussion on that? So we will eliminate Veterans Affairs and put it back into Health and Human Services. To be Health and Human Services and Veteran Affairs.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any, second?
And support. And then for the record, just want to be clear that all the relevant sections and all of that, to make this effectuate this.
Okay, so okay, that's gonna be another motion.
No, I'm saying it's part of the same motion.
Yeah.
All, yep. All is, that motion is to make the changes for all relevant sections and wherever language, yeah.
For the Health and Human Services
Yeah,
Committee.
yeah.
Okay. And I think we just voted on that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, there are some administrative changes in the document. As I stated on the onset, the rules as we move through and we know how we operate, we have to ensure that how we're operating is documented in the rules. So there's been some additional changes that are administrative in the rules as well. There are strikeout versions and then suggested language and that all the commissioners on this committee have. So with that, again, we're realigning how we operate, how we currently operate with the rules so that they are in alignment. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to align how we operate with the rules.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, a discussion, commission, council. All right, and Commissioner Council has a couple of things she wants to point out specifically to that.
So also, if you turn to page 33, I just want you to note that we're making an effort to clarify how votes are recorded. There's been some confusion in the past, and so if everyone can just make sure that you read page 33, this just clarifies when on the record, we know that you're a yay or a nay. It clarifies what an abstention is, and then it clarifies when you'll be marked as absent or not voting. So we tried to clarify that just because there's been some confusion. And then the last thing I would like to point out is that the very last page, page 69, there's also been a request to have a rule that clarifies commissioners operating within their districts. As you know, all commissioners are voted in by district and not countywide. And so that rule just clarifies that commissioners should operate in their districts. You already have a rule with similar rule to that with regards to mailings. And so we're just saying that in general, that also applies. And I wanted to point that out for the record.
Okay,
Thank you, Madam Chair.
thank you. Commissioner Kinlock?
I just want to say that it absolutely is concerning when individuals were elected to vote, when they just make abstain and use the that vote option of abstaining in a wrong fashion. And I think you need to be clear, and the public need to be clear when individuals are present and choose not to vote, because if you abstain, it has to be for a conflict, abstain or recusal. And folks just, because they feel uncomfortable, have been basically abstaining. We're obligated to vote. Yeah, thank you.
You're on page 33.
Wherever it is. Zero.
So I'm sorry. Let's go over that one more time. For abstaining, you're saying that
You have to, like the law says, the council, could you speak to it?
Commission Council speak to that?
So if you look at page 33, it states that you can be recorded as voting yes, voting no,
Mhm.
voting to abstaining, not voting, or absent. And then we just clarify what each of those means. So if the commissioner is physically present for the vote but has a conflict, then that conflict will be addressed in accordance with law. And usually when commissioners have conflicts, they consult me, so we'll make sure they're addressed in accordance with law.
Mm.
And then they will vote to abstain, and they will be recorded as abstaining.
Mhm.
If a commissioner is physically present for the vote, and he or she doesn't vote, even though they're physically present in the room, then they'll be recorded as not voting. And not voting is already something that's in the rules. It's just that we're trying to clarify when each one happens so that it's clear to everyone.
Okay.
And then it says that if you're not physically present at the time of the vote because you either come in late or you leave early, but you attended the meeting, then you'll also be not voting. And then if you're just absent totally from the meeting, then you're absent, because we've had some confusion about when you're not voting, when you're absent. So we're just trying to clarify for the record each item so it's clear which will be marked as with regards to voting and attendance.
Okay, thank you. All right, those were the items for further explanation. Again, everything else is aligning how we currently operate. It's been moved. Was it moved?
Moved.
It was not moved. Okay, moved by Commissioner Kinlock,
Support.
supported by Commissioner Dobb. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right. All right, any others? I'm sorry, I'm doing
Such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Any other such matters by the committee? Okay, next item.
Public comments.
Any public comments? To table, that doesn't work.
Good morning, this honorable body. Appreciate the opportunity to speak. My name is,
Are you on?
yes.
Okay, all right. 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Yes, sure. My name is Dwayne Seals, Chief Deputy Clerk. I'm just here to actually request, I noticed that in your packet, you mentioned there's some administrative changes. I think myself and the clerk believe that some administration changes may affect the Wayne County Clerk's office. So I was wondering, is it possible for us to get a copy of that, of the package of that strikeout and the new rules that you guys are reviewing at this time?
Yeah, this
Can I get
is
that today?
public record, so
I know you
it'll,
can pass it out
yeah.
though.
At when we're after we, yeah, we have it, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, hey,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
and I will tell you that none of the rule changes affect the clerk's office. These are all commission rules. They don't affect any elected official office, including the clerk's office.
Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. All right. Any other comments? Public comments? Public comments? All right, hearing none, next item.
Adjournment.